Tittle Tattle with Kickoff Kevin.
At a very quiet 8-0 on the season, do you feel like Florida State is being overlooked?
I don't know about overlooked. I think if you look back, they beat LSU early, pretty handily. Okay, good win. They beat Southern Miss, fine win. They beat Boston College. You know what? That game was pretty close. They beat Clemson, which now doesn't look as good as it once did because Clemson lost again. Virginia Tech, Syracuse. They did beat Duke as a big game and Wake Forest. I just don't think they've really played anybody. And it's not like their conference is full of go-getters. But I don't feel like they're being overlooked because anybody that's 7-0 or 8-0, I don't care who you are, Liberty or Florida State, or you're going to start to be in the conversation. And I know Brandon Marcello's coming up, and he loves Florida State. So I'm going to go overlooked. No, I think they're being looked at just right. I think they open the window a little bit. We do a little pee-pee tom, and we move out the way. But I don't think we're staring at them like we have a Michigan or like we are a Georgia. I just don't think their strength of schedule is 49.
Where are they ranked?
Top 5, right?
Yeah.
No, I don't think that's overlooked.
No, but I mean, people don't really mention them for the most part. Some, like Brandon does, who's coming up later, as one of the playoff teams.
Sure.
But their strength of schedule is 49. The remaining strength of schedule is not even the top 50.
Wow.
So that tells you a little bit about what they've been doing. And that Clemson win used to be a lot better.
Yeah, it doesn't look so good now.
It doesn't look so good, especially after this last weekend. All right, next question.
With Kansas beating Oklahoma on Saturday, do you think it is unlikely that a Big 12 team will make the playoff?
I think that was a crazy game. I did not see that one coming. I didn't bet it. I think I said that on the show, too. I didn't want to bet that because Oklahoma always has trouble with Kansas and Kansas State. Although Kansas hadn't beaten them forever, they've just had a couple close calls. But they did. Oof. That's tough because at least if OU finishes the season, one loss, let's say they beat Texas again in the Big 12 championship, if that's even the game, people are, who even knows of the Big 12? Like, I hope Kansas State's able to hold on. And
That'd be nice.
Yeah.
They still got to play Texas.
They do.
K-State.
So I don't think they will make it. First of all, you're going to need to have teams lose, and you got some undefeated teams still. But also, that loss to Kansas, and Kansas is a good team, but they need Kansas to keep winning. If Kansas keeps winning and continues to climb, it makes that one loss look better. Whereas they beat Texas, and if Oklahoma keeps winning and Texas, it's just the strength of schedule again is going to play into it. It's going to be tough with one. I don't think Oklahoma does it. I think they cost themselves with the Kansas loss.
So if it is going to be somebody, probably Texas.
Probably, but if Kansas keeps winning, I think that helps. If I'm an Oklahoma fan, I'm rooting hard for Kansas because that's the only way they're probably going to get in is if they run the rest of it and Kansas keeps winning as well. Because that win looks better and better and better. All right, next up.
Going to the NFL here after Cousins tore his ACL. After Cousins tore his Achilles on Sunday.
Sorry about that one.
Going to the NFL here after Cousins tore his Achilles on Sunday. Do you think the Vikings need to make a trade for the quarterback?
No, I would just suck. I mean, Justin Jefferson's not going to want to come back and play.
Yeah.
I mean, what do you expect? What's the ceiling for the Vikings? The ceiling is maybe you win a first round, the wild card game. You ain't winning much more than that.
Yeah.
Who knows how healthy Jefferson's going to be when he comes back? Just cut your lawn. It sucks, by the way.
That's terrible,
And that's going to cost him a lot of money.
Yeah.
He had momentum going, too.
Man, for the team, for himself. We talked about it in the last episode, how much money he was going to be able to make. Demand. That sucks for him.
Yeah, I feel really bad for him.
If they were going to trade for somebody like Tannehill now, all of a sudden, the Titans, they have a new quarterback now forever. He's franchise quarterback. Yeah.
Future Hall of Famer.
Yeah. Levis did play pretty good.
He did.
He did play.
Good for him.
Yeah, he played pretty good.
Yeah.
We're used to the quarterback sucking.
Yeah.
So we're like, anybody that doesn't suck, we're like, how about that?
He played all right.
He did. So it's like Tannehill. It's Trey Lance with the Cowboys. But the Cowboys are going to want probably better than a fourth-round pick. That's what they gave for him, right?
Yeah.
Andy Dalton, who could start. I mean, do you go get a good backup to start like Colt McCoy? I don't think so. I think you probably just lose. Instead of investing something into trying to, save this second half of the season? I don't know. What would you do?
I don't think I'd make a trade, no. Especially because Jefferson, you don't know what's going to happen when he comes back. What if he gets hurt again? Then you're really down and out with a backup quarterback. And like you said, what's your ceiling? honestly.
If your ceiling is win a first round playoff game, you might as well try to get a better draft pick.
Yeah, and you need a quarterback of the future. So, lose a couple more games, get a higher draft pick.
And you will.
Yep.
You'll definitely lose a couple more games.
Exactly.
All right, next one.
Following the 49ers' third straight loss, should the play of Brock Purdy start to seriously concern Niners fans?
Through Brock Purdy's first 5 games, 9 touchdowns, 0 interceptions.
Pretty dang good.
Through his last 3 games, 3 touchdowns, 5 interceptions.
He's missing a lineman.
Their best lineman.
Their best lineman.
And
Debo's out.
correct. There's just a lot of things that he has had that he doesn't have, and that is standard for anybody that loses their weapons. They're not going to play as well. I don't think it should seriously concern Niner fans. If this were happening when he had his full arsenal, then that would concern me. But every quarterback also needs to hit one of these.
Yeah.
You'd rather happen now than later in the season.
It's true.
Does it seem like he's trying to do a little too much now? Missing some guys maybe? Instead of playing?
I don't know. I mean, he's not hitting some of those passes he was hitting, but again, he's not throwing to the same people.
Yeah.
They were able to make those plays. McCaffrey scored another touchdown, 17 games in a row? Is that what it is?
And their defense they're giving up a lot of points
They
now.
are giving up.
All of a sudden.
Yeah. So it's not just to him. I think he's having to press a little bit too because the defense is giving up points. Nothing seems traditional with what he's had to do and what he's still being asked to do. So just give it a second. Take a beat. All good. 49ers going to be fine. Cowboys could still get that number 1 seed.
Come on, baby.
When I said it a couple weeks ago, you were like, no way, no way.
I didn't even think about it.
I thought about you a lot yesterday.
But now we're getting closer and closer. I mean, dude, they finally look like. They're coming off a bye, so they're rested.
Wait, are you now shifting this to talk about the Cowboys?
Oh, no, we don't have to. No, we don't have to. I'll take my time with that.
I mean, we can get to that, but I didn't know if you were shifting this question about Brock Purdy to talk about the Cowboys.
It's just funny. San Francisco had a spotlight for a little bit. No longer 3 game losses.
They did whoop the crap out of you guys.
Whooped them.
Yeah, they did. But let's not forget that that's when it all started. After that big whooping, that's when they started losing games. Because they thought.
I don't think that's why they started losing.
Bones, hear me out.
They whooped too hard.
They were like, yeah, look, we just beat the number 1 team in the world, the Dallas Cowboys.
Think they said that?
Totally in the locker room, and then they said, let's just chill now.
The number 1 team.
And then look at their season now.
Okay, well, that's a tittle tattle. Thank you.
Stupidest name ever. It's the tittle tattle.